Hi and welcome to another episode of Manas. This week I'm going to tell you a small incident which happened to me last week while I was driving my car. So I was driving my car in Chennai where I live, and it was in one of these bylanes of Chennai which was a little crowded, and the roads were narrow and there were a lot of people walking around also and a little bit of traffic. From the other side, so the speed could not be very high and I had to drive slowly. But from the other side, there came a goods carrier vehicle, quite fast for that kind of a street, and coming very close in the opposite direction. I was very sure that both of us cannot have way there, and so I had to stop my car and move it to the left. So I kept my car very close to the left side and allowed the other vehicle to pass through. After the vehicle passed, I took my car forward, and as my car moved, I heard a screeching sound from the left side, back side of my car, left-hand side back. Little did I realize that when I had parked my car, I had parked it very close to another vehicle, another goods carrier vehicle, which had a bumper which was protruding a little bit to the outside, and that protrusion had actually scratched onto the back door of my car. It was quite a long scratch, and I really broke my heart. But as I moved my vehicle, brought it out, and then I was driving through, I was thinking, why did this thing happen? I'm very careful in terms of my driving, but why did I get my car scratched? The answer came very clearly that I was trying to be very accommodative to the other vehicle, more accommodative than I should have. And in doing that, I hurt myself, or I hurt my vehicle. Now, that gave me another thought immediately. Is it not this that we do all time in life also? Many of us? Many times in life, between a husband and a wife, between a boss and a subordinate, between co-workers or colleagues, we try to be more accommodative of the other person. We try to accommodate other person's views, other person's thoughts, even though we may not like it, in order to buy peace and avoid conflict. So in the bargain, though peace is established, we are left a little sadder, we are left with a little hurt inside, and we feel that, somehow I have got a feeling that I've got used. Maybe I was treated like a doormat, as we normally say. So accommodating others is one of the conflict resolution behaviors. The other three being, one is contending behavior, where the person becomes a little aggressive to the other person. The other is collaborating behavior, where you try to collaborate and see that you can bring a common consensus. The third is avoiding, you try to avoid the conflict, so you walk away. And the fourth is accommodating. But when you accommodate, what happens actually? Many times when we don't like something and we accommodate it for the sake of other people, the first thing what happens is that we feel bad, we feel hurt, we're not happy, and there is a bad taste in the mouth. And also, you feel very low in terms of what the other person has done to you, like you have a feeling that you got used. Now, this is not a good sign, and this is not a good way or a healthy way in terms of handling our relationships. So what is that we need to do? So people who have got this accommodating, these are people who always say yes to, most of the time they say yes to situations, but they are not happy doing that. Just in order to buy peace, they keep doing that. So then what is to be done? So people who generally tend to be accommodating, when they are not happy doing that, and when there are some situations where it could be useful, but in most of the cases, it never is a useful behavior. So they need to learn to become more assertive. They should also learn to say no when it is needed. And we must also be very clear in terms of drawing our lines. So if somebody is really becoming more aggressive towards us, we should be able to put a full stop and tell them, stop, this is where your limit is, and I can't allow you to come and ride on me. It has to be done politely, nicely, but firmly. There is also this issue of self-esteem coming in here. Most of the people who accommodate other people generally have a very low self-esteem. And because they have a low self-esteem, they feel that they are not good enough or they are not capable enough, and so they have to accommodate other people and allow them to boss over them. So here is the need for building up your self-esteem. And I have spoken in one of the earlier videos in detail about what self-esteem is and what ego is. So here we are talking about having a high degree of self-esteem. You value yourself so that others don't take advantage of you. Saying yes is not always a good thing. Let's say, for example, in offices, when you're working in organizations, every time you keep saying yes to your boss, even though you know that what he is telling is not right, over a period of time, they are not going to give you value. So it's very important that when it is needed, accommodation is not a right strategy, and we might have to be a little assertive in terms of telling and saying what we want to say and tell. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Manas, and if you resonate with me, please do subscribe and share this with your friends. You can press the bell button so that you will get alerts when I upload other videos. Do share it with your friends. Thank you and bye bye until we meet in the next episode.